Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the inaugural Carling 8-Ball All-Africa Cup. A round of applause for our two men's singles finalists. Our first finalist out, we'd like to welcome David the Pocket Rocket Anderson. And our second finalist, Jason Jabu Theron. We've got Jason Theron, also known as Jabu. That's his handle, as they'd say, the nickname. And the finalist in the inaugural Carling 8-Ball All-Africa Cup. Jason, how do you feel?
I feel a bit nervous right now, but I'm going to get used to it and hopefully have a good game.
Tell us a little bit about your road to the final.
I was a bit lucky in the quarters against yourself. And the semis, I had a good game. And yeah, it was quite good.
And you've played David often before?
Yeah, we practice partners and doubles partners. And yeah, so we know each other's games. So hopefully it will be a good final.
Yes, we're looking forward to a tremendous final. The best of luck to you.
Thanks.
A man who has all the Namibians talking at the moment, a man who plays a tremendous game of pool. It's a privilege to be speaking to David. David, welcome to the final, and congratulations on reaching the final. How do you feel?
I'm feeling quite confident. I've had a difficult way here. My semi-final match was touch and go, but after that I'm quite confident now.
And Jason, yourself, as Jason just said, you are friends. How do you feel about playing against him in the final?
I'm actually very happy to play Jason. It was our ambition and our goal to play each other in the finals, and as he said, we'll give you a good final. We'll try our best.
Thank you very much. The best of luck to you as well. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. This then, the final, the men's singles final of the very first, the inaugural Carling 8-Ball All-Africa Cup. And we will be right back with the big matches right after this. And there we see this beautiful red, black and white table. And that is the arena that all this fantastic playing is going to be taking place. My co-commentator, Panna van Staden. Panna, welcome to what has me shaking. Look the way I'm shaking for their part.
It's going to be tremendously tough. As they said, they know each other's game so well. They both originate from the same province or region, South Africa. They're both from Durban, Natal.
Durb's by the sea.
Quite a tough province, even in snooker.
Yes.
Paul, just a bit of background before play commence. Would you believe it? Jason is only 19 years old.
Yes. We're going to give the viewers a little bit of statistics on Jason. Very impressive reading. And we will be sharing those statistics with you a little bit later on. So, yeah, we'll give all that information to you. He does have an impressive record. His opponent, Jason
to break.
Is to break.
You may break.
Jason, also known as Jabu to his friends and teammates. I had the privilege of playing against him in the quarterfinals, and after leading 4-1 at one stage, I don't know how I got it right, but I managed to lose 6-5 to Jason. Plays a tremendous game, and it was one of the most enjoyable pool games I've ever played in my life. And I think he's going to be a worthy finalist.
Paul, that was also one of the best matches I've ever seen you play. I think you were playing on Red Bull. You were really playing very well, and as a matter of fact, you should have won this guy 6-4.
But there's the man that everyone's talking about. His name is David Anderson. He goes by the nickname of the Pocket Rocket. And once the ice is broken here today, I think we're going to see some tremendous play from this man. This is the guy who played against one of his own teammates in, I think, the last 32 phase, and he played the best out of 11. Or best out of 9, I think, yes, best out of 9. He won 5-0, and out of the 5-0, he got 3 golden breaks. So
that is
an idea.
breaking the balls and completing the game, cleaning up the rack. That's tremendous play. One thing I want to point out to our viewers here is, please have a good look at this guy's cue action. He's got such a complete and nice cue line.
Textbook stuff.
Only nice to watch.
And he also thinks the game very well. We'll see if the game does develop to a tactical game, which at this stage it looks like. The break not very open, so this is definitely going to be a tactical game. Jason rolling the blue down to try and dominate the pocket. It goes down, however.
Jason also a guy with a huge eye. He's got a phenomenal potting ability. He can come back and clean 8 balls in a row.
And
he's potting confidently at the moment.
I think at this stage he's not going to let the grass grow under his feet. It looks at this stage like he wants to go for the finish. Of course, David being such a tremendous player, Jason has to try and get the screws tightened as soon as possible in this game to see if he can unsettle David. David, we've seen, he's not a man that rattles very easily, so Jason's going to have to do his best to put the pressure on. That looks like exactly what he wants to do. He goes to try and loosen up his other blue that was lying amongst the yellow balls, and in the process, unfortunately, ends up snookering himself. Rather, a little bit unfortunate. He went for a positive shot, and should actually, you know, deserve to get a nice position on his next blue, but unfortunately, luck not favouring him this time. He asks the referee if it is total snooker. The referee confirms that it is total snooker. Now he just has to touch the blue. He doesn't have to still touch another ball after he touches the blue. And a little bit too soft. A little bit too soft. He needed a couple of grams of pacing and he would have touched it. And it would have been a tremendous shot. If he had touched that blue from the back, David would have been snookered again. But now, David has been foul snookered because he can't see one of his own balls. And in the process, his opponent has created a foul. So he asked the referee to move the cue ball to the bulk line.
Paul, just to point out here to the spectators, in the event of a foul snooker, you've got 2 options open to you. You can either request the referee to move the white into bulk, or you can nominate your opponent's ball and pot that ball and still continue with your 2 visits.
Yes.
The foul snooker is once your opponent has committed the foul and you cannot play both sides of any one of your balls.
With a straight line shot. So David, the man who has the capability of finishing up from this position any day, it should be a piece of old tacky for him. Those 3 yellow balls, not, and he decides to loosen them, and in the process takes one of the yellow balls down. A tremendous shot. You can see he took his time. He read the shot very well. That just shows he has the necessary experience. Only 19 years old, but if one looks at the statistics, he's really had so much pool playing behind his back that at the tender age of 19, he's probably one of the most experienced pool players in the country.
Paul, just to point out to the viewers, for interest sake, is that he's been involved in a motor vehicle accident a couple of years back. Yes. And he made a remarkable comeback. He was paralyzed for 4 months, discharged after 6 months in hospital, made a comeback into pool, winning the South African Open, going to England, playing in the World Championships. After the World Championships, being ranked number 2 in the world, a tremendous fight back for this youngster after such a disaster.
And also a very experienced snooker player. And at the age of 16, competed in the Under-21 Snooker World Championships, after which he was seeded 7th in the world, which is a tremendous rating. And there, once again, he proves his ability to read the game. Jason tried very hard to put the screws on, and a positive shot going bad for Jason, and David absolutely merciless. He finishes the game, doesn't allow Jason the chance back in the game.
David's leading 1-0.
And here we see a nice straight cue action. Look how nice and easy he plays it. Smooth as can be, cool as can be. When lesser players might have rattled a little bit there and maybe missed that black, he sinks it without even touching sides.
As we've seen it throughout this tournament,
This is where
You get one chance.
You get one chance.
You have to take your chance.
And this is where he's very dangerous. He's probably going to go for a very wide open break. And if he gets a ball down from the break, you can be guaranteed he's going to go for the golden break. Blue goes down. So all the blues are loose except one on the bulk line cushion. So the possibility of a golden break is on, whether he plays blue or later decides to change the option. Of course, if he wants to play yellow, he has to pot a yellow. If he decides to play blue, he doesn't necessarily have to pot a blue, but you better bet he's going to try and pot something. He has the opportunity. The blue balls are relatively
Blue balls in play.
openly spaced on the table, so the possibility of a golden break is on here.
You would prefer, I'd really prefer blue, but I don't think if there's a blue on. I expect that one next to the yellow might go in, and I expect him to go for blue here.
Yes.
Going
He
for that blue
nominates
in the
blue.
middle pocket.
Yes, what a nice shot.
From here on, Paul, I think we can expect a golden break.
Yes.
Played a tremendous good cannon shot.
And this is going to be the very first ever live televised golden break, if it does happen. Or if we do see a golden break happen today, it's going to be a first for Namibia. Playing the black out a little bit to a much less favorable position than where the black originally was at. So he's going to have some work to get the black into a nice position. Leave himself up nicely for the blue on the top cushion, the bulk line cushion. He's got just enough angle to come off that cushion to bring him back into the middle of the table. But as we said before, that black, he's put the black into an unfavorable spot. But I'm sure he's got a plan.
Pot that ball nicely, leaving him the long one to the corner pocket. If he's just lying in a perfect line, he would just need to stop it. I expect him to run the white through slightly, coming off the cushion, or he can just stun it, leaving the white
Looks
there.
like he's going for the stun. Oh, he does
He's
a
pulled
little more
it.
than a stun. He actually pulls it back. Let's see where he took that 1-2. He's lined it up like that he wants to try and
Squeeze
stop
out
the
the
white
yellow.
there where the blue is now and lay behind the black. So he had a plan from the start.
Oh, plays a brilliant shot.
So here we have it, ladies and gentlemen, the very
first
this black goes
possible-
down, the very first televised golden break. And there we
Well
have it.
done.
Frame, David.
What a great performance there by David, the pocket rocket Anderson. What a tremendous player he is. And David leading 2-0 at this stage. And yep, Jason probably wondering when he's going to get a turn to play again.
Rolls it in.
Rolls
Right
it
in
in
the- He played
nicely.
a tremendous well last blue ball, Paul.
The previous shot was absolutely tremendous. I thought to myself, why is he trying to get the white on that side of the table? We were both thinking he might just leave the white there and play the blue to the other cushion, but no, he played it right out to the opposite side of the table to come in behind the blue, leaving himself a perfect black, even loosening the black up a little bit, shifting the black a little bit forward. And that
Third
is
frame. Jason to break.
Absolute
control.
finesse.
Absolute
Finesse and control all the
absolute
way.
mastery of the game. And David looks on. He really looks on. And if he keeps this performance up, I'm sure this is going to be a tremendous final.
Blue ball potted.
And I think Jason's going to have his work cut out.
But Jason
Try and
also
stop him.
has opened the balls up nicely. He's spotted the blue ball off the break. The blue balls are lying favorable.
balls in
He
play.
just needs to pot the first ball. I expect him to nominate blue. Paul, also a nice chance here for a golden break.
Yes. Believe you me, Jason's got the capability of making a golden break, the same as David has. We've actually seen a few of the other South African players also get a golden break throughout the tournament. We actually saw in that matter a couple of the Namibian players getting golden breaks. I think Manfred Schmidt got one or two, and I think yourself, you got a golden break. As did, I think, Triple J Uber, didn't he get a golden break, if I'm not mistaken? So the Namibian players also have the potential of doing it.
I think the big difference between us and them at the moment is they've just got that more control over the white. They managed to, like we've seen in the previous visit, David, that black was definitely not on. He created it for himself.
He created it,
That's
yes.
that's the difference between our standard of play at the moment.
And of course, the Namibians not quite used to the format of the play in the team event, something totally new. But the new league in Namibia will be basing it on this setup. So
Also a nice and straight cue action.
That's a nice shot. He left himself a little bit out of position, but once again, he's back in control of the table with that previous shot. A difficult shot going down, and he's back in control of the white. That's the crucial thing, is to have control of the white the whole time.
Just needs to stun that. We're going to see Paul possibly the second golden break in the tournament, in the final.
In all our live television broadcasts, we haven't had the opportunity of seeing one of them, and now there's a possibility of two. Oh, unfortunately,
Yellow balls in play.
he needed to put a little bit of pressure onto that white, and just wobbling in the pocket. And now you better believe that David has an agenda of his own, and that is to
clean the balls and pot the black.
Put all these golden balls away and sink the black. Because, of course, with this game, you haven't won until you sink the black. And that's the whole motto.
Paul, it's all about chances. Jason had the first chance, and he didn't use it properly. And that can cost him dearly.
As we said, in this game, at this level of the game, you only get one chance.
Definitely.
Talking about sinking the blacks, once again, a tremendous thank you to Carling Black Label, who have made this inaugural tournament available to us, and a tremendous honor for Namibia to be hosting it. And now we can say pool on the African continent has officially kicked off.
Yes, definitely.
We'd also like to thank some of our additional sponsors, Xerox from Windhoek, who supplied us with a photocopier, and also Comparex. A lot of people coming together to help us with this tournament, and if it carries on the way it does carry on now, and we do have this kind of support, the game of pool is going to go places. So David going down, he's going to try and get past that blue, and he does that perfectly. Of course, the size of that pocket a lot smaller with that blue lying in front there, but this man just doesn't have a problem getting in there.
It just unfortunately didn't get ideal position, but this ball is potable, and definitely he needs to go for that. Of course, he cannot afford to give Jason another chance.
Yes, this is going to be a very speedy final by the looks of things, the best of 15 frames, and
I expect him to cut it to the middle pocket. I think the blue has slightly closed the pocket, if I'm not mistaken, Paul.
That's a very difficult shot. No, he decides to go for the corner pocket.
And he pots it brilliantly.
He knew that the possibility of his white ball going into the middle bag was on, but he played a rolling shot, taking the white through, just tapping the cushion before the middle pocket, and he goes to a 3-0 lead. And I mean, this man is smoking. He's cooking.
The pocket rocket. What can you say? You cannot give this guy half a chance. Of course, he'll definitely grab it with both those hands. Tremendous player. He's got such a great action. He's such a good cueist. Cutting back the yellow.
Yes, he became the SA Open champion in September of this year, and also the 9-ball champion in